So I kind of did a thing today. I annotated a book. Blame Ariel Bissett. Hello lovely people, my name's Nicole, and today I want to talk about Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. So I have read this twice now. It's been out for maybe a week. I am kind of obsessed with this book, so much so that when Ariel Bissett made her video about annotating books, and I was like, hey, I really like that philosophy that you've presented about this thing that I previously thought was basically one of the 7 deadly sins. And so I thought I'd give it a shot. And the first thing that came to mind when I was thinking of annotating a book was, I really want to annotate this book because I adore it. So I'm gonna talk about it today, and maybe I'll tell you some of the things that I wrote in it, because it's so good. So for non-spoilery things, this book is about a boy named Simon who is a closeted homosexual in Georgia, and he is in a secret email relationship with a mysterious boy named Blue, and Blue is a codename for some guy who goes to his school. He doesn't know who he is. Blue doesn't know who Simon is because Simon uses a codename too. And then one day, another boy in Simon's class sees the emails and decides to blackmail Simon, saying that if Simon helps him get the girl he likes, he won't show the emails to the entire school. And then hilarity and adorableness and fantasticness ensues. Like I said, I adore this book so much. It's so good. It's funny. It's just generally fantastic. The teenagers act like teenagers. Simon is so easy to fall in love with. Not gonna lie, there were a number of times where I thought he was pretty much just the male version of me. And Blue is adorable, and I want to hug him and love him forever. None of the characters are like black and white. This is a bad character. This is a good character. This person's horrible. This person's awesome. I mean, there are some characters who are pretty damn awesome, but yeah, I very much enjoy it, very much recommend it to anyone who enjoys contemporary, funny, fun coming out stories that have some angst, but not a ton of angst. It was mostly just fun times. And so I very much recommend it. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. Okay. Let's get spoilery, because that's the fun part. To be clear, I'm about to spoil this book. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave now. Okay, I'll give you... Okay. Are we good? Are we gone? Okay, spoilers. Let's just kick it off the bat with the biggest spoiler, Blue's identity. I kind of guessed it was Bram. Throughout the book, I was kind of theorizing. There was a second I thought it was Nick. Not Nick, very much. All the evidence was saying that it couldn't be Nick, but for some reason there was a voice in the back of my head being like, well, maybe Blue's lying about these things. It could be Nick. I don't know why I wanted it to be Nick. Anyway, but, you know, one of the little voices in my head was like, hey, Bram, maybe? 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 And it was! And Bram's adorable, and while I was rereading it and going through, I noticed all the little hints towards Bram, not even just in the emails, just in the times when Simon is interacting with Bram, all the times when Bram is just super adorable and like awkward around Simon, or he like blushes around Simon and Simon makes some internal comment about how cute Bram is. It's, they're painfully adorable. That's actually one of the notes I wrote in here. at one point while they were being cute, I literally wrote, "I am dying from adorableness." I love it. The next thing I want to talk about is the teenagers, because as a teenager reading about teenagers, a thing that is often presented to me in teenage books is sort of this ideal look at teenagers. Teenagers who are significantly smarter and more well-rounded and more philosophical than we actually are. And while it's great to read about teenagers who are smarter than me, and while those can be lovely books, it's really nice to see teenagers who are actual teenagers and who act like teenagers and who are people who I feel like I could go to school and see tomorrow. And that's awesome. It really, really is. There was a moment during the show, during their long rehearsal, when they were all hanging out in the hallway, and because they'd finished their rehearsing that they had to do, and they all just started singing Disney songs on page 139, where Simon says, "We end up singing Disney songs in the stairwell. Abby weirdly knows every word to every song in Pocahontas, and everyone knows The Lion King and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. Taylor can improvise harmonies, and I guess we're all warmed up from singing the Oliver songs because it sounds really amazing. And the acoustics in the stairwell are freaking awesome." My response to this was, accurate depiction of theater kids. It really is. As a theater kid, I can vouch for that. Suddenly randomly bursting out into perfect musical theater harmony, Disney songs, whatever, it happens all the freaking time, and it's great. And also, another thing that you see a lot of times in young adult books is for the main love interest to be this fantastic, suave, sort of mysterious, classy, smart person who, even if they have flaws, they're all kind of quirky and adorable and, you know, sexy flaws. And that wasn't the case. Bram was self-conscious and nerdy and awkward and shy, and it wasn't framed in that sort of manic pixie dream girl kind of light, and I absolutely loved that. He felt like a human being. He felt like a real teenager, and it just made it so much more adorable. Now let's talk about the friends. I love Simon's friends. Leah, Nick, and Abby are all of them great. I mean, you have the two best friends since childhood, and then you have the new girl who is fitting into your friend group, but changing things, and that makes one of the friends uncomfortable, and I feel like that's a very relatable thing. And there were definitely times where I fully empathized with Leah when she was in some of her more difficult times. And I completely understood why she was feeling so shitty about the whole thing. And the whole thing with Simon telling Abby first instead of Leah, I completely get it. I really do. It is so much easier to talk to someone who doesn't have that, like, emotional baggage with you, because they don't have this idea of who you're supposed to be, and it's a legitimate thing. Also, Nick is adorable, and I want one. And now we come to Martin. Martin is sort of framed as the antagonist in the story. He is the antagonist. He's the one blackmailing Simon. So, yeah, he's the antagonist, but he's not malicious, really. He has his moments where he gets angry and he does some not so cool things, but he's a teenage boy and he makes mistakes and he does stupid things. And I think the email he sent to Simon at the end was really good, both in the way of character development and in the way of just as a person. I think it was really well worded. I think it was really well done. And it would have been really easy to just make Simon a black and white villain. And Becky Albertalli didn't do that, and I really appreciate that. There are so many things about this book that I love. It's funny, it's adorable, it's really easy to read in just one sitting, and it's wonderful, and everyone should go read it, and that's what I have to say about that. So yes, Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Get it at Barnes & Noble and the like, independent bookstores, wherever you buy books. Buy it, love it, or get it from your library. Just adore it, because it's beautiful and wonderful and worth every minute you spend reading it, which actually won't be that long. It's like 300 pages and it's a really fast read. It's great. It really is. 5 out of 5 stars. I adore it. It's fantastic. Okay, yeah, I'm done. If you have read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda, please let me know what you think down in the comments, or if you have any recommendations of other books that I would like based on my absolute obsession with this book, let me know. And so yeah, that's it from me. I love you, and I will see you later. Bye!